The relationship between Iran and Turkey has changed in recent years from one of rivalry to a more complex alliance marked by both cooperation and competition. This change is primarily due to regional dynamics and shared interests, especially in response to the Middle East's changing geopolitical landscape. Despite the sanctions placed on Iran, Turkey has continued to engage in energy and trade exchanges, and this economic interdependence has fostered a pragmatic relationship where both countries see the benefits of maintaining strong bilateral ties. Iran and Turkey, for example, have both played important roles in the Astana talks aimed at stabilizing Syria. Both nations have found common ground in their approaches to certain regional security issues, such as the need to combat terrorism and manage the flow of refugees from conflict zones like Syria. In reaction to US actions in the area, notably with regard to sanctions and military involvement, both countries have periodically linked their strategy. Their shared desire to lessen US influence has occasionally resulted in concerted activities, although cautiously lately. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian met for the first time on the sidelines of the 79th United Nations General Assembly in New York. This meeting marked a significant moment for both leaders as they discussed several crucial topics aimed at strengthening ties between their nations. The primary focus of their discussion was on enhancing regional cooperation and unity among Islamic countries. Both leaders expressed a shared vision for a future where Islamic nations are more united, which they believe is crucial for the stability and prosperity of the region. They proposed the creation of a large common market to facilitate better economic, academic, and scientific exchanges between Iran and Turkey, which they hope will demonstrate the potential and capabilities of the Islamic world. Additionally, they addressed several geopolitical issues, including the situation in Gaza, where President Pezeshkian emphasized the importance of unity among Islamic nations to help bring an end to the conflict and injustices occurring there. President Erdogan echoed these sentiments, showing support for Pezeshkian views and stressing the need for immediate and effective action to resolve the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, particularly given the escalating violence in the region. Iran and Turkey have occasionally found common ground in military operations against Kurdish insurgent groups that they both view as security threats. In recent years, Iran and Turkey have coordinated joint military operations against Kurdish groups in northern Iraq, particularly targeting the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, and its affiliates. These operations reflect a shared interest in combating groups they consider terrorist organizations despite broader regional tensions and differing allegiances. Military cooperation between Turkey and Iran has been complex and occasionally contradictory, especially in regions where their geopolitical interests intersect, like in Iraq. Russia's reciprocal interests and relationships. The intricate relationship between Turkey and Iran is shaped by both regional dynamics and more general geopolitical goals. Their cooperation has grown from Russia being a major arms supplier to Iran now supporting Russia, including in its conflict in Ukraine by supplying drones and military technologies. Russia and Iran have significantly strengthened their ties, particularly in the military and defense sectors. This partnership is driven by their shared interests in managing regional conflicts, particularly in Syria, and countering Western influence. This change has been especially noticeable since Russia and the West's confrontations escalated after the conflict in Ukraine. Turkey and Russia also have a complex relationship that combines deep economic ties with geopolitical rivalry. They have collaborated in Syria under the ANA format to manage the conflict in accordance with their interests despite having different regional goals. Russia is Turkey's major energy supplier, and the building of nuclear power plants by Russian companies is highly. The relationship between Turkey and a pragmatic approach to diplomacy is demonstrated by Russia and Iran, especially in Syria, where all three nations pursue their strategic interests, sometimes in cooperation and other times in competition. This relationship is defined by both parties understanding the advantages of cooperating in some areas while competing in others. For Russia and Iran, Turkey's ties with Russia and Iran are essential for managing its energy demands, and the collaboration often centers on military endeavors and countering US influence in the area. Let's take a moment to discuss regional security issues, including the Syrian crisis and the Kurdish problem. Would you kindly click the like button to further assist us if you find our material interesting? Please share your opinions and remarks in the comments section. Your participation helps in our development. Thank you. Turkey's interest in joining BRICS could potentially improve and broaden its relationship with Iran in a number of ways. As members of BRICS, Turkey and Iran could leverage deeper economic and strategic ties as both nations are part of a larger emerging market dynamic. The platform of the organization to boost bilateral investment and commerce. This could be especially advantageous for Turkey and Iran, who could work together on regional connectivity and infrastructure projects that take advantage of their strategic locations. British nations frequently aim to strengthen economic ties among members and support projects for economic and infrastructure development. Turkey's membership in BRICS might potentially bring it closer to Iran on certain political problems. BRICS nations frequently have similar views on global governance, stressing multipolarity and opposing Western hegemony in international affairs. This alignment could improve Turkey and Iran's stance on matters in which they have similar interests, like energy security and regional stability, as Iran has found it difficult to deal with international sanctions. Turkey and Iran are major players in the regional energy market. Turkey's quest for energy security and Iran's abundant energy resources make them natural partners. Cooperation within a BRICS framework could offer Iran and Turkey new mechanisms to facilitate trade and financial transactions that might otherwise be restricted. Additionally, Turkey's strategic position and its membership could provide new avenues for economic engagement with Iran, potentially mitigating some of the effects of Western sanctions. Major energy producers and consumers that are partners in BRICS may have more organized and helpful frameworks for energy cooperation that would benefit both countries. Given Turkey's strategic position within the alliance and its sometimes conflicting regional objectives, NATO sees Turkey's relationship with Iran through a complicated prism. Turkey's strategic autonomy and regional influence depend heavily on the balance it strikes between adhering to NATO principles and interacting with neighboring countries like Iran. Despite obstacles like Turkey's decision to buy the Russian S-400 missile system, NATO still views Turkey as a valuable ally for its strategic location and contributions to a range of military operations. Given the wider geopolitical ramifications, such as how the South Caucasus rivalry affects regional security dynamics and how Turkey's support for Iran and conflicts against Armenia contrast with Iran's historically more balanced